Hello and welcome.
Are we recording?
We're recording now. So we're trying some new things here with the recording.
We're holding on to our mics. Like we're...
Because we've seen some like cool podcast girlies do that.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen those videos where there's the cool podcast girlies holding their mics?
They're like comfy on their couch. But how did they not get the sound?
I think they have entire editors that are, reducing the noise or whatever.
Yeah. You might be right.
I don't know that they're better than us. They're just like employed by, like they have the time.
They get paid for it. And they have the time to do it.
Which brings us back to buy us a coffee, guys.
Buy us a coffee, link in bio.
Link in bio.
You can buy us a $5 coffee. You can buy us multiple coffees.
Listen, if everybody who listens to this bought us one coffee, we would have enough to buy a couple microphones, honestly.
Yeah, we probably would.
If you all just donated $5 to us.
Yeah, because we got to get some new equipment.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, guys, every week we come into the studio and something is wrong.
Something goes wrong.
And
the cords are messed up.
Beggars can't be choosers. We love this studio. We love to be able to use this space for free. It's a third space. It's in the neighborhood. It's lovely. But we have no control over who has access to the equipment or what happens to it when we're gone.
Yep.
And I know we're taking care of it.
We are. We're really good at it.
We are.
We put things back where they belong.
Exactly. We put it exactly the way it was. Mm-hmm. Even if the way it was not, I don't know. I feel like we do a good job.
We're like, we were not here.
Exactly. So the other part of today is that I feel like I'm just having a really off day, and we were going to do intersectional feminism, but I had a couple books that I was trying to read and I never got around to it because we had such a poppin' weekend.
We sure did.
I did bring the books to our weekend trip, and I thought maybe, okay, I'm going to read these in the car, but no, we were popping.
We were partying the whole time.
But, I mean, it's not like we were getting drunk crazy.
No, but we were partying.
Yeah. Yeah. We had
in
a
the
good
car.
time.
We were,
We were chit-chatting for sure.
We were chit-chatting.
And we hung out with Missy, who was on our horror show.
You might know her.
So if you guys haven't listened to that one, you should. That was a good one, the horror podcast.
A lot of people liked it.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about what it's like to make a DIY horror film.
Yeah, it was a good one. I guess we're going to talk about our week, and that's pretty much what we're going to talk about is our weekend.
Yeah, we had a girls' weekend.
We did. We went down to Del Mar, which is the weirdest.
It's basically San Diego.
It's like right above San Diego.
Yeah, it's like, I guess you could call it a suburb of San Diego.
I guess. I don't really know where we were, to be honest with you.
But our hotel was technically San Diego.
Yeah, the address was technically San Diego. But there was nothing around it. Like there was...
Yeah, our hotel was...
It was like empty office buildings.
Our hotel was in such a weird location. Because it was literally... it was our hotel, and then there was a Starbucks, a Jersey Mike's, and then there was another hotel next to it, and then
a liquor store,
and then another hotel, and then surrounding that area was literally just all like office buildings, but they were like warehouse office buildings.
Yeah, and they were all empty because it was all for lease.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
It was weird. We didn't know where we were, and the people were weird.
Yeah.
No offense, Del Mar.
Well, I didn't really see the people that much in the hotel except for we had a breakfast, which I will say Holiday Inn Express really delivered on the content of the breakfast, but the people, it was like I was in my grandparents' retirement home, but it was worse because there's kids everywhere and
very unorganized.
A lady spilled her entire coffee and didn't even pick anything up and didn't even tell anybody. She was just oh, sorry, and then walked away with the crumpled up napkins inside the coffee cup that she left on the table that had spilled coffee everywhere. And I was trying to make pancakes on that same table.
Yeah, that was I'm just telling, like, something's off about these people. That's all I'm saying. Like,
well, I want to know, like, why there were so many people there at that
Right.
hotel. What were they who were they
I
visiting?
know.
Like,
Well, Missy had a point. She said maybe it's cheaper to stay a little bit outside of San Diego and then drive into San
which
Diego.
makes sense because, like, that hotel, I think, is, like, a nicer hotel. It's not, like, nice, but
It was a Holiday Inn Express. We all know.
it's not, like, nice, but it was, like, renovated, and I feel like it was very clean, and
Yeah.
we got the big breakfast in
I'm
the
really
morning.
not picky when it comes
There
to
was
hotels.
an outdoor pool, too.
There
like,
was.
honestly, I'm not that picky either, but, like, you'd be surprised how bad they can get.
Yeah.
I've been in some shitty hotels that
Yeah.
are, like, the sheets are stained.
Yeah.
Or, like, you see bugs and shit.
That's when as long as, like, that's not happening, like the sheets aren't stained, like whatever. I don't care about the customer service. I don't care about the breakfast.
I just want it to be clean. I care about the breakfast.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
it's
say
an added bonus for me, but I don't like.
no, I care about the breakfast.
I would still like the hotel if it didn't offer breakfast.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that it wouldn't have been worth that much.
Yeah. Well,
Because it was like $150 a night, which is kind of a lot. Like, it wasn't a lot for splitting it between the three of us. But imagine if you had paid that just yourself.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot.
Well, we went to a concert.
Yeah. Yeah.
whole
So
point-
it's not about the hotel.
The whole point of this trip was we were going to the Sierra Farrell Dinosaur Burps concert, which
If you haven't heard of them.
if you haven't heard of them, you better go look them up because Sierra Farrell is amazing. She's a folksy country artist.
Yeah, I would say that she's like emerging on the scene. I feel
She's
like
definitely emerging.
from her fans that were there. I had never really heard about her until you invited me, and she's very talented for sure. But she's like sounds like it sounds like you're being transported into like the 1950s or 60s or something.
Yeah, her voice is really unique and older.
And the sound, it's not just the voice, it's like the music. Yeah. But how do you know her?
Oh, she went to my high school. She's a year older than me, and we were kind of friends. We hung out with the same people, but weren't like BFFs or anything.
But you were mutuals.
Yeah, we were mutuals, and after high school, she would perform a lot around Charleston at the little bars, and that's when I really hung out with her more, was after high school. But yeah, she's always been super talented. Like, I always
even
thought
at that time, you were like, whoa, she's good.
Yeah. Yeah, like 2009, 2010, I'm like, dang, Sierra has a really good voice.
Mm-hmm.
But she's definitely grown into her sound and her niche, you know.
She has a whole band backing her up now too. Like that's really talented as well.
Yeah. And then Dinosaur Burps is a rap group
They're
from
fun.
Charleston. Yeah. And I was just so excited for them because they got to open up for her for like 3 different shows. And they're just a small local Charleston thing, you know, like
you could tell that. Well, they even mentioned that they'd never really been in front of crowds that big.
Yeah.
They're used to performing in front of bars.
Yeah, like dive bars, which is true. So, but they're really talented and really fun and good. So
yeah, I
you know,
like them.
Yeah, it was really fun to see
They're
them
cute.
do their thing. Yeah.
And the one guy brought his son.
Yeah.
He had like a son that was a young teenager. I don't know, like maybe 14 or 15 or something. And he like took a selfie in the crowd.
Yeah, he was like so proud of his dad. It was cute.
He was like, I took my son out of school for a week.
Yeah, come California. It's also cute because like everyone in West Virginia is being so supportive, and they're like, "Oh my God, like this is so great for you. I'm so excited for you. Da da da, proud of you. Da da da."
West Virginia proud.
Yeah.
Well, when we got there, I went to the bathroom and then I came back and joined you guys, and there were some people standing behind us, and they were like, "Do you guys know them?"
Yeah, because I was screaming so loud for
and
them.
I was like, "Well, I don't, but they went to school with them." And they're like, "Oh my God, no way!" And then the girl like turns to her
She
friend.
was like,
and
"Oh my
she's like,
God, they went to school with Sierra Farrell."
And I don't. So you weren't hearing this because you weren't as close to them, but like this girl was like a mega fan of Sierra
Really?
because she just like kept commenting on like, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful," and like, and she's like, "Oh my God, today she wore that, like her hair, like she was just like,
my God.
she loved her."
That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was all ages too. So
Yeah.
who knows how old they were, you know.
I feel like they were, I don't know. Who's to know?
Who's to know? But they were cute. But yeah, they were like, oh my, I felt so cool. I was like, yeah, we went to high school with her. Yeah.
Oh, geez, for life.
Yeah, I know her. But it was fun. And we, you know, didn't do anything afterwards except go to the hotel and play our little card game.
Yeah, it sounded like some people wanted to do stuff, but there was no real plan. And then we were just like, we're going to go.
Yeah. So we went back and played Hitster, which is fun.
You talked about on the last episode, and I gotta say, it's a good game for all age. Honestly, it's a great family game. It's a family game that's not too lame. You know what I mean? Like, it's a family game that you could play with your friends when you're drinking, or like play with your adult friends.
Yeah, or play with your parents, or even
your children.
Yeah, even though they probably won't be very good at it.
Yeah, the kids probably not, unless you play a lot.
Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
But if you want to know more about the game, listen to our previous episode, because we're not going to explain it again.
Yeah, but it was really fun, and that's what we did, and then we went to sleep, and it was a good trip.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I feel like the time in the car was not too long. It was like 2.5 hours. That's like a good road trip for me. You know, it's not like you're getting so tired. Yeah, it's just like you have a good long like combo with your friends, relaxing.
Yeah, I can't do much over 3, honestly.
Well, props to Missy for driving, honestly. She did a great job.
Thank you, Missy.
Holla.
Listener of the pod.
She'll hear this sometime.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good weekend. I mean, I think I needed something like that. I've been honestly trying to do, this was something I really, really needed, because I think I've been kind of isolating myself a lot. And it inspired me this morning to get on Trusted House Sitters, which is like kind of cool. It's like Rover, but you don't get paid, but you can stay at people's houses.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's like all over the country. I mean, all over the world, really. But I think like I only see like international stuff in Canada, but I'm sure you can. I don't know. I think I've heard of people like in some of my Facebook groups in like Turkmenistan use it or something like that. But I kind of want to do it. There's this one in Eugene, Oregon that's just one cat, and it's a month-long stay, and it's like a really beautiful house. You don't get paid or anything, but it's just you can stay there for a month.
But you work from home, so you can just do your job.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And Eugene, Oregon is apparently like a cool hippie.
Yeah, it seems
town.
really cute. So I don't know. I might try it. And then like I guess the only thing is to get people to trust me. I wonder if I can link my Rover profile or something.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, this is not an ad.
What are we talking about today?
So we just have like a few tidbits, because we're still in our month of kind of talking about feminist thought and women. And we've structured it like this. We're going to talk about 2 things that are happening in the news involving women. And we're going to talk about 2 people that I guess we try to find some women in history that maybe are less known.
We'll talk about, we each found a lesser known woman, and we will talk about them.
And without further ado, I'm Kirsten.
I'm Ally.
And you're listening to
Thank You So Much.
Thank you so much. We're going to decide what this episode is called. What is it called?
Forgotten Women of History.
Okay. Thank you so much for Forgotten Women of History. And also the present, because women are forgotten.
Just forgotten women all the time.
Yes. So it's breaking news right now.
Tell us.
By the time this comes out, it won't be breaking, but I think that we all knew this was coming, that officially both Trump and Biden have been the
official.
They both won the primaries, and they're officially the candidates. Yeah. So,
which is so annoying.
Which means
we've already done this.
It's a rematch, as they say in the news. Like NPR's headline is like, it's a rematch between the 2. And they, we've done it before. We did it 4 years ago, and now here we are again.
don't want it. I
Yeah.
don't want either of them.
Yeah.
And we lost all of our women candidates, right?
Yeah, we had Nikki Haley, which I don't know much about. I know that she was a Republican candidate.
She
I'm
wasn't
sure she would have
that
been
bad, though.
I'm sure she would have been better than Trump.
Yeah, she definitely would have.
Absolutely.
She was very pro-abortion rights.
Love to hear it. Love
Yeah.
to hear it from a Republican woman.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I feel like she would have been fine if Trump was our other option, you know? She would have been fine. And then like there was really nobody. Yeah, when did DeSantis drop out? Because I feel like DeSantis, like I kept hearing about, and then
Yeah, he hasn't really been in the news lately.
yeah, he dropped out at some point. But I just remember he was like one of the leading competitors.
Well, I'm happy he's not, but
Me too, dude. He is bad news bears, but so is Trump. I don't know who's worse. Honestly.
so is Trump. Also, Biden, like we were just looking at
Yeah.
their photos.
So we're on NPR's website, and their little headline is Trump and Biden clinch 2024 presidential nominations. And there's a nice photo. Whoever like presented this side by side photo of Trump and Biden, they did a great job because it's just good.
Yeah,
It's
they
good.
look. Yeah, Biden, as you pointed out, has a random booger in
Large
his nose.
booger. Like it's so obvious.
And Trump just looks disgusting per usual.
Yeah. And
has a
I
little-
normally, he's got a turkey neck.
We got a turkey neck. And you know, if he wasn't such a piece of shit, I wouldn't even comment on
Yeah.
his turkey neck.
You know,
but
I hate body
him.
shaming. I don't like body shaming, and I don't like that. I don't like to perpetuate the feminist idea of the bad feminist idea of hating on men. But
I
Come
hate
on.
Donald Trump. I hate him with a passion.
but just looking at this image right now, it's like, come on.
It's like, you're so gross. I'm sorry, but he's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to tanning beds, obviously, with his white eyes and orange skin.
Yeah, clearly. And his skin is showing that he tans because it looks like a hot dog.
Yeah, it's
An-
just
an
awful. It's
old-
just awful.
Wrinkly hot dog.
But despite their looks, they also, I mean, they're also just too old.
They're too old. Like, Biden clearly is getting dementia.
Yeah.
Trump is just old. I don't know. Trump,
Trump, I guess, has the energy, but he's also just like too old. They both have wiry eyebrows.
yeah, their eyebrows are out of control like old men
Nikki
typically
Haley
are.
would never.
She would never. She would have those eyebrows groomed and slayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because are we ever going to get a woman president? Ever?
That's what we want to know, because it's not about how these men look. It's not even about how old they are. It's the fact that what are we, like 250 years into this like country being founded, or being colonized,
Mhm.
and founded. And we still haven't had any women.
Yeah, which is insane to me because I feel like a woman president would
Slay.
kick ass. Like, I just want to see.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that if anybody talks about like, whenever you think of the most fair governments, or like, yeah, the most fair governments, I feel like a lot of people turn towards like Switzerland
Yeah.
or Norway.
Yeah.
And I was looking it up, and
Tell
those
us.
areas are where we have a lot of like female leadership.
In fact,
lot.
Where else has there been female leadership?
Yeah, so I actually pulled up a Wikipedia list of women in power from 1940, and it's like fucking every country but the U.S.
It's so embarrassing.
We have Poland, Soviet Union, East Germany, San Marino. Switzerland has a lot of women. Like it's like coming up over and over again. Women in Switzerland, Sudan. We have Georgia, Vietnam, Australia, Austria, Bulgaria, Lithuania. It's like so many of them. But this list is like, because every government is a little bit different. So I'm not saying it's like the actual president, but it's like the women, the head of the government in some capacity, head of government, depending on like what kind of governmental system that country has. But we have Moldova, we have Tunisia, we have Estonia. And these are, okay, so the current head of state right now in Greece is a woman, in Togo is a woman, in Lithuania, in Estonia, in Tanzania, in Kosovo, in Samoa.
Tanzania?
All these
Isn't
places.
that a Muslim country?
Yep.
And there's a woman.
And there, the picture of her, she's wearing a hijab.
Oh my God. Like, come on,
Yeah.
USA, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Head of state and government. Executive.
I'm so over this. Like, I'm over voting for these people that I don't want to see in power. Crazy. I'm over it.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't know a lot about politics in general. At least I don't. I can say for myself, I don't really know a lot about politics, and I'm not well read in this. And I think it's because I hate to say it, I've like kind of just gotten to this point where I've like thrown my hands up because of, and I'm not saying I'm like giving up on voting or anything like that. It's just more so like, it's hard to even feel like there's gonna be any change when we still have these these two white men. Like, if you guys saw this image that I'm looking at right now, it's like these two white men again. Why? We took a lot of steps back with like the abortion ban shit that happened, and I don't know, it's just not good. The fucking like,
we're just going backwards. It's awful.
Genocide in Palestine that Biden's like ignoring,
Biden's just willingly funding,
eating ice cream in front of like
like I don't want to vote for these people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's annoying. What are we supposed to do?
Who's gonna step up? Not me.
Well, it's not gonna be me. We were also looking at Barron Trump, which is Donald Trump's son, which I learned today.
Yeah,
I've heard his name before, but I never looked him up.
I don't know how I got on this side of internet, but I like somehow saw a picture of him with his mom and dad,
and he's 6'7". He towers over them.
Yeah, he's just this like little string bean like towering over them. Yeah, like 17-year-old. Is he 17?
Yeah, he's 17. His birthday is on my birthday, March 20th, and we were just talking about how like he could go one of two ways. He could be on his mom's side kind of and like not really fuck with Trump, or he could just be a brown noser with Trump.
The fact that he's so not on the radar though makes me think that he is not, because I think by 17, you know, he would be at least on social media like being like Trump's my daddy or some shit, daddy. You know. But I guess it is very political, all of it. Like maybe it's better to keep him quiet even if he is for Trump. Yeah, I do feel like we're talking a lot about men.
Yeah, and we should be talking about women.
When it's Women's Month. So the other thing in the news is what?
Well, it does involve a woman in power, kind of. I don't know how much power she has. I know nothing about the royal family.
Sorry to say, me neither.
Don't care. But there is a big conspiracy theory going on in the United States right now, not in the UK.
Or maybe it's in the UK too.
Well, my boss is over there right now, and she said that she asked about it over there, and people were like, what are you talking about? She's just had surgery. But we're talking about Kate Middleton. She's been gone.
I feel like paparazzi is more rampant in the United States.
Yeah.
So Kate Middleton, who is the
Princess of Wales.
Okay.
I just know that because I'm looking at it. But Kate Middleton, people are conspiracing. I mean, people think she's dead.
Well, you were saying that they haven't seen her in months.
Yeah, they haven't seen her
in the public eye.
In the public eye, they have not seen her since January or something, like the beginning of January, I think. I don't really know.
It's quite a long time for the Princess of Wales.
Yeah, do not like quote me on anything I say because I don't know that much about it. It's all my knowledge is from TikTok. But in January, they announced that she was going into the hospital for abdominal surgery.
How old is she?
In her 40s.
She's not that old.
Yeah. And they said that she would be recovering for 2 weeks before going home, you know, and blah, blah, blah. But she has not been seen since.
Okay.
And 2 weeks turned into, oh, actually, she's going to have a 6-week recovery.
Sounds like COVID all over again.
Yeah. And then she, people are speculating, like, what if they killed her? What if, she wanted a divorce and that's why they're covering this up? But she hasn't been seen, and that's the problem. So because the UK people are like, oh, she hasn't been seen, let us show you this photograph of her
Alive.
But the photograph is fucking sketchy as hell.
Let me see it.
Okay, so the picture they released is of her and the kids, and there's just a lot of like weird Photoshop problems going on with it. So you can't really see, but
I'm looking. Okay. I've seen a bunch of memes made from this, and I didn't understand what it was, and now I understand.
Like, what is this skirt doing here?
Yeah, her daughter's skirt is like not attached to her body in one place.
And then this part right here, her like arm gets cut off right here a little. I don't know if you can see, but the sweater starts here.
Oh, yeah.
And then this part is not there. So there's weird stuff there. There's also weird stuff like there's a zipper in her hair.
Oh, yeah. So it seems like they just photoshopped like an old picture of her and they put her family around her.
Yeah. So there's a conspiracy that it was the Vanity Fair or Vogue magazine or something cover that they took this from. And people are like, it lines up like pixel for pixel.
Oh, the picture of her?
Yeah. So we know it's fake.
Oh my God. That is so, like, you would think that they would pick a picture that's less, like, in the public like that.
I know.
They gotta know. People will detect Photoshop so quickly now.
I know. And even, like, me, who's not even good at detecting Photoshop, could see that,
Yeah.
So there's a tweet from the royal family, or I don't know, whoever this is. But there's a tweet saying, like, oh, sorry to worry anybody. I'm an amateur photographer. And like most amateur photographers do, we like to play around with Photoshop. And I think I went a little bit too far this time or something.
Okay, so like show us the original.
Exactly. So it's like sketchy. So sketchy. And then there's been like another photo that came out of her in the car, but her head has turned completely away from the camera. And they're like, look, that's Kate Middleton right there. She's fine.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
So it seems a little sketchy.
Yeah, why doesn't she just, like, I don't know, take a selfie in the hospital bed or something?
Yeah, so there's speculation that either she's dead, which is the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Or maybe she did have an abdominal surgery and is just maybe there's complications, taking a little longer to recover. Maybe her appearance isn't good right now.
But why wouldn't she just announce that to the public? That's the thing, is like, my first thought would be like, okay, she's probably just doesn't want to be pictured right now. She's not in her prettiest state. She's not feeling her most hot. So she doesn't want to be in the public eye. Or she's not even feeling the most well to be in the public eye.
Yeah.
But you'd think that she could at least
put it to rest, because
put a damper on the speculation and be like, y'all, I'm alive.
I'm okay. Yeah, because, I mean, the British family is sketchy,
Yeah.
Like, so I wouldn't be surprised they killed Princess Diana.
It's just kind of crazy to me that we're still in that system, the British.
Yeah.
Like, I always think, whenever I think of, like, king, queen, and princess, I think of, like,
old
hundreds, thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just weird. And, I mean, there's other speculation that maybe she got some kind of cosmetic procedure done.
And she's in recovery.
And now she's in recovery and doesn't want to show her face, like a facelift. Like one of our friends mentioned maybe she got a facelift or something. But she's not that old.
But I think even that, she's probably, like, I feel like if she was trying to hide it, she would find an old picture on her phone and post it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think they use social media, or I don't think they're supposed to, or something. Something weird
Really?
about social media, yeah.
Or she would give somebody to post it.
It seems like they were just, it just seems like they like this conspiracy theory
Oh,
going
it's good
around
publicity.
because, yeah, they're not saying anything about it. But I guess the people in the UK don't care, or they're not worried. So why are we worried? But
Yeah, I mean, it must be something that we don't understand about their government.
yeah, or maybe they just trust their government.
Yeah.
I don't know, and we don't. So
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know. But there's a lot more that goes into this conspiracy theory. I just am not an expert on it, and I got all my information from TikTok and Twitter. So.
Yeah. Well, I did see that, like, people photoshopping that picture even more. Like, I saw this meme that was like an unphotoshopped picture, and it was just a very even more obviously photoshopped picture of them. So it's become a meme already.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe we'll see her soon. Maybe she's dead.
I don't think she is.
You don't think she's dead?
Uh-uh.
I hope not.
So we do have some. I hope not either. I hope not either, for, humanity's sake.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, whatever. I don't.
Yeah, but we should. I don't know. It's just human life, I guess.
It's a human life.
Significant human life. So we also want to talk about some lesser known women in history.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of, I don't know, we got a little random today because I wanted to do the next episode justice. We won't talk about it yet, but I wanted to do it justice. And so we're like, okay, let's just pick two women.
Let's take some more
from
time.
history.
Yeah, two women from history that maybe you don't know. Maybe you do know.
Maybe you do, and maybe we're just stupid.
Maybe we're stupid and we don't know. But do you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't know the full details, but I learned about this actually, and I'm gonna kind of credit the podcast first. If you guys want to hear more, the podcast, it's a mini series on. I mean, I think you can like listen to it in any platform, but it's called The Godmother, and it's iHeartRadio podcast, so it's a mini series that I've been listening to, but her name is Eunice Carter, and she is famous for being a prosecutor during the 1930s in New York City, and she helped take down the mobster Lucky Luciano.
Sounds like a mobster.
Yeah. And
Lucky Luciano.
so she was a social worker in New York City, and then the mayor of New York, LaGuardia. Oh my God, that LaGuardia airport.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
So the mayor of New York at the time, this is like the 1930s, appointed her as prosecutor in what was called the Women's Court at the time, which is for the prosecution of women, especially prostitutes. And she, as the prosecutor at the time, noticed something interesting about these women that were arrested for prostitution in New York City. They were all represented by the same lawyers and bail bondsmen. And those agents had a relationship with Lucky Luciano.
Oh.
So she was like, hey, she told whatever white guy, I don't even know what his name is. She told whatever white guy in charge, she was like, listen, this is like, we need to pay attention to this because I think that Luciano might be involved in a lot of these prostitutes, he's a mobster.
Mm-hmm.
So Carter and whoever the guy I don't know his name, she was working with, they found out that the prostitutes they had to give half of their earnings to the crime bosses in exchange for the legal representation.
Oh.
So it was like he was profiting from prostitution. Like I could even imagine like thinking of making money like that. That's crazy. Yeah. But she was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And Luciano in the end was sentenced to 30 to 50 years.
Bye.
Yeah. So Eunice did it, but I feel like that podcast probably does it better justice.
Yeah, I'm sure they go like deeper into it.
Well, they do. It's, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like several episodes, but yeah. And then that's what happened. I feel like I'm doing drunk history because I am not, well, first of all, I'm not drunk, but I feel like I'm not a history person.
Yeah.
So like, you know, this is the abridged version, but she is not well known enough for this as she should be. Like the men involved in the case are more famous. And if you want to hear more, you should definitely check out that podcast because I've been listening to it. She was the first Black woman prosecutor in New York.
Wow.
And yeah, this was like a huge case in history, apparently at the time. Like it was the case of the century. So.
And we just forgot about her.
Yeah. But you know, it's been 100 years almost.
Yeah.
But still, can't forget about it. Yeah. All right. Who you got?
I found this person called Bridget Biddy Mason. Biddy was her nickname.
We were just talking about how the names of that time were really nice.
Bridget, Biddy, cute.
Hattie,
Dottie. Oh, Dottie, that's cute. Well, she became one of the first prominent citizens and landowners in Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
In the 1850s and 1860s. She also founded the first African American Methodist Episcopal Church in Los Angeles in 1872. So she was born a slave. She went with her slave owner all across the country. And while they were going on these trips across the country, the first place was Salt Lake, and she was responsible for setting up the camp, cooking the meals, herding the cattle, and then also she served as a midwife for the people, and would take care of the kids who would be, born on the way. But the dude, I don't even care what his name is, the dude, he moved the whole clan of people to San Bernardino, California. And he was told that slavery was illegal in California, and he did not care. He brought them anyways. Surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So once she found out that slaves were not legal in California, she challenged her owner for freedom, and the district judge ruled her a free person, as well as 13 members of her extended family who were also slaves under this dude.
Oh my God.
So she freed her whole family, which is awesome. But she had to fight for that. But, it was illegal. So she won, obviously. She got free. And then she moved her family to LA, where she then started working as a midwife, because she has that experience. And she saved up all of her money to basically buy a bunch of real estate in LA. And she bought 10 acres for $250.
Nice.
Which obviously would be way more during this time. But she saved up all her money, bought those acres. She built rental homes. Eventually, she built larger commercial buildings that she rented out. And the land that she invested in and developed is now the heart of downtown LA.
Hell yeah, lady.
Yeah. She also made the first African Methodist Episcopal Church and donated time and money to multiple charities and community programs. She got really wealthy, obviously. She estimated to be worth about $3 million, which is
that's crazy
for that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she would just give it to charities. She fed and sheltered the poor, visited prisoners. She also was very involved in founding travelers' aid centers and an elementary school for Black children. So she did a whole lot for Los Angeles. She pretty much built, downtown LA. Despite all of that, right? She was still buried in an unmarked grave in Boyle Heights when she died in 1891. Yeah. Her real estate and money were passed down to her children, but the legacy of her was lost. Yeah, we don't know why she had to have an unmarked grave or whatever, but nearly 100 years later, LA's mayor and then 3,000 members of the church that she founded gave her grave a proper tombstone. So, and then Thursday, November 16th, 1989 was declared Biddy Mason Day. Today,
Yet still we've never heard of her.
Yeah. And today, on November 16th, every year, there is a memorial to celebrate her achievements where her home once stood in downtown LA.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
We should check it out next year.
Yeah.
Or this year, I guess.
Yeah. So she did a lot. A true American, like, that's the American dream right there.
She did it.
Besides,
and that's more than the, like, I had to pull my bootstraps, like, of the white man always says.
She freaking pulled her bootstrap. She
sure did. I mean, I don't know. She dug herself out of a grave, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're gonna do some more women history stuff.
Yeah, we've got 2 more women history episodes.
I feel like this was a little wild card episode for you guys, and I hope you liked it. So yeah, if you guys want to, like we said before, buy us a coffee. Also follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. I feel like you probably already do, but if you don't, it's Thank You So Much Pod.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any other forgotten women of history that you want us to talk about in a future episode, tell us.
And we might
who your favorite is.
We might just feature them next episode because we're still going to be in Women's History Month.
Yeah, so let us know.
Can you believe that we've already done 3 women's history? Like, this has been the longest so far.
Yeah, because I think March is kind of, there's like 5 weeks in it, or 5 months, or what, 5 Fridays in it or something?
I don't know, but we're going to have 5 episodes for this. So it's great.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, yeah, love you guys.
Love you. Thank you so
you.
much.
Bye.
Bye.